Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Zola and today we'll be doing a Barre Pilates fusion workout. You do not need a bar, but I will be using some dumbbells. I have two sets, a 2-pound set and a 5-pound set. I'm using that 5-pound set for biceps, so if you want to go a little bit heavier than that, feel free. I'm sticking with 5. Let's get started. Let's start by warming up the body, legs nice and wide. And let's bend the knees and reach up. And roll down through the spine. Bend your knees once and roll up through the spine. Let's do that again. Bend and reach. Inhale, exhale to round down. Bend the knees, stretch, and roll up. 2 more times. Bend and reach. Roll it down. Bend, stretch, bend to roll up. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. Bend and roll it up. Let's bend and reach. So bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. Getting the body moving, warming it up. Bend and stretch. Bend, reach. Really feel that side body stretching. Let's do 8 more right here for 8. Getting that heart rate up. 7. 6, 5, 4, lost my balance there. 3, 2, squat and stretch. So we bend and stretch. Sit the hips back, weight in the heels, and stretch. Down and up. 3, 2, and 1. Let's pulse it down. Let's pulse. So again, you're sitting back in those hips, weight in the heels, the spine is strong, and the belly button is pulling to the spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2. Let's hold that squat. If you're feeling really fancy today, reach those arms up by the ears, keeping the shoulders down. Maybe sitting down a little bit further. Knees going over those first 2 toes for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch the legs. Beautiful job. Shake it out. Grab your lighter set of weights. And let's go into some pliés. Heels together and toes apart. Arms reach out to the side. As you bend, they close. And open them, reach them up. Bend and stretch. Shoulders down. Chest is open and proud. And stretch. 8 more pliés. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pulse those pliés. So pulse, keeping those arms in a first position. The elbows are lifted and the shoulders are down. 8, 7, 6. The heels are heavy into the mat. Don't lift them, let them lift off. And now we lift one heel up and bring it down. Opposite heel lifts up and down, up and down. Good. Press the heel down, up and down. 2, and last 1. Good. Straighten those legs. Let's find a second position so the legs are wide. There's a turnout in the legs. So toes kind of pointing to the corners of your mat. Reach the arms out. Let's bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. A deep second position plie. Really straightening those legs at the top. Straightening and squeezing. Good. 8 more times. 8 and stretch. 7, 6, 4 more for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pulse that plie. So stay low, just a few inches up and a few inches down. And for now, the heels are pressing into your mat, so don't let them be light. Now keep that same pulse, alternating, lifting the heels. So one heel up and down, one heel up and down. Elbows lifted, and up, and down. 4 more times like that. 3, 2, and 1. Good, stretch the legs. Let's go into a split squat, 1 leg forward and 1 leg back. As I bend my knees, the arms come up. As I straighten, they come back down. So lift and lower, bend and stretch. 4 more like this. Breathing for 2. Now shifting the weight, we bend the knees and tap the toes in. Bend and tap, bend and tap. Keep your balance. 2 more like this. And if you're feeling fancy, try to lift the knee up. Bend and lift, bend and lift. If not, continue to tap the toes down onto the ground for 4, 3, 2, and let's balance at the top. So bring the toes to the knee and try to bring the arms up towards the ceiling. If you can, maybe lift that heel off of the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, switching sides right away. We bend and stretch. Stretch. 4 more. 4, and stretch. 3. So tapping the toes in, shifting the weight, bring it forward. Down, bring it forward. Down. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now lift that knee. Down and lift. Down and lift. 3, 4. 4 more. 2. Let's try to balance at the top. Bring the toes to the knee, arms up to the sky. Either balance here or try to lift your bottom heel up. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring it down, shake it out. Keep the weights in your hands. Let's do a little bit of upper body. Keep that heart rate up. The legs are wide. Arms reach out to the side. A slight bend in the knees. Arms circles. Up in front. The arms are slightly in front of the shoulders. Breathe. Reverse your circles. Take it up and back. Stay strong. 8 more for 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. Arms up and down, very small. Up, down, up, down. Woo! Belly to the spine. Spine is tall. For 4, 3, chest press, bringing the arms forward. Keep them straight. Close and open. Close and open. Just 8 here. 4, 3, 2. We bring the arms up to the ceiling, so we lift and open. Up and open. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. We serve a platter forward and side. So forward and side. Serve it and open it. Woo! For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Now squeeze the arms in. Squeeze and squeeze. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing into each other and the back of the body. And squeeze. 8 more for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Now we close the arms and we open. Close and open. Squeeze. Just 4 more right here. 4, nothing crazy. 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold the arms forward. Just serve that platter and keep it there. A little bit higher with the arms. For 4, 3, 2, and shake it out. I'm gonna grab those heavier weights now for bicep curls. If you wanna keep the weights light or not use any weights, feel free. The legs are hip distance apart, bend those knees, and we only go halfway up, palms face up and down, halfway up and down. The elbows are nice and close to the body, the shoulders are down. For 4, just halfway up, all the way down. Now bring the arms all the way up, but bring them halfway down. So up, halfway down. Lift and squeeze. 4 more like this. Squeeze up and down. 2 more. Up and up. Full range of motion, so all the way up, all the way down. Squeeze and lower. 4 more times. 4 and 3, 2. Bicep curls, hammer curl, face in with the palms, up and down. 2, 3, 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open the arms to the side this time. Same bicep curl, but a little bit wider with the arms. The elbows still hug the body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do some tricep kickback. So pull those elbows back by the ribs and stretch the arms back and bend. Leaning that chest forward. Try your best to keep the elbows in one place in space, and you straighten the arms from there. 8 more. Stretch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring one elbow in, straighten that opposite leg, and pulse that arm up. Tricep lift. Up, up. 8 more times for 8, 7, 6, 5. Switching sides right away. Stretch and lift. Up and up. 8 more times. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Both arms back at the same time. Lift and lift. 8 more times. 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Let's put those weights away. You do not need them anymore. And come down to the floor. Let's get into the abdominals, why don't we? The legs and feet are together. Inner thigh squeezing nice and tight. Let's reach the arms forward and start to curl the tailbone under to round back. And then come right back up. Good, round back. And bring it up. 2 more times like this, round back. And bring it up. 1 more time, round back. And bring it up. Now this time round back and let's hold. We open the arms and close. Open and close. If you need to place something on the small of the back like a ball, please feel free to do that. If you need to come up a little higher, feel free to do that too. Good, let's pulse it down. Pulse and pulse, pulse and pulse. Woo, feel the burn in the belly. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it on up. Let's take a breath at the top. And reach the arms forward again, inner thigh squeezing, rounded halfway back. Let's reach the arms up this time and down. Reach up and down. So find your point of control where you can hold that rounded back position. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, I'm shaking, and 1. Again, we pulse it back. Pulse and pulse. Squeeze. Squeezing those inner thighs helps a lot. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself up. Again, take a break if you need. 1 deep breath, and find that position again with the feet together, arms reach forward, round it back to your point of control, hands together. I'm going to lift the arms up, I'm going to twist and bring the arms down. So lift up and twist, up and twist. Now the hard part about this is I'm trying to keep my hips as steady as possible. If you take a peek at your knees, they shouldn't be dancing up and down. They should stay nice and steady. 8 more, up, 8, up, 7, 6, 5, 4, up, and 3, up, 2, up, and 1. Center the body, bring the body up. And let's come all the way down onto the back. My abs are already burning, but of course we're not done yet. Keep those knees bent, put those feet flat on the floor. You can have your legs hip distance apart now. Place the hands behind the head, and let's just go to a simple crunch. So we crunch up and down, lift and lower. Whoo! My heart rate is still pretty high right now, so everything is just very hard in the best way. Let's do 8 more like this for 8 and lower. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's twist side to side. Keep the legs where they are. Twist the upper body and then the other way. Alternating side to side. Twist and twist. Let's do 8 more like this for 8, 7, center, 6, twist and lift. Good. 4, stay with me for 3, 2, crisscross right away, elbow to opposite knee. So twist, twist. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more. 8, 7, stretch the leg, reach for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, rest your head. We are not done with abdominals yet, so let's reach the legs up to the ceiling. Keeping the arms long by your sides, lift the chest, but hover the arms off of the mat a couple of inches and lower one leg slowly and bring it back up. Nice and slow. Switch sides. Down and up. Down and up, down and up. 4 more times. 4 and lift. 3 and lift. Keeping the pelvis steady and lift. 1 and lift. Bend the knees and rest the head. Double straight leg stretches next. So if you need a modification, you can place your hands underneath your tailbone. Otherwise, if you're with me, place the hands behind the head. Stretch those legs up to the sky and lift the chest. Now lower your legs to your point of control. I'm going to keep a slight external rotation, squeezing my heels together. And my range of motion is going to be very small. I'm still 6 months postpartum, so I'm building my abdominal strength back. So my range of motion is going to be maybe a little less than some people's. And that's just where I am in my journey. Let's do 4 more of these. 4 and lift. 3 and lift. 2 more. Down. Last one. Down. Good, rest your head and your legs again. And we do crisscross again, so hands behind the head. This time the legs are straight, so you twist with straight legs. And twist, and twist. Breathe. Let's do 8 more for 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Take a breath. If you need to stretch your neck, look side to side. I love that neck stretch. And let's flip right on over. Do some back extension. So we did lots of core flexion. Your back muscles are also part of your core, so we want those to be just as strong. Place the hands behind the head, and the legs are about hip distance apart. Right away, we lift and lower. Up and down. Keep going. Up and down. 3, 2. Now let's add a twist of the ribs. So we lift and twist. Lift and twist. The movement is small, but it's still nice and effective. Lift and twist. Good. For 4, 3, 2. Back to center, straight up and down. Up and down. 2, 3. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press back to a child's pose. Arms stretch long, sit your hips back to your heels. I like to move around a little bit in my child's pose. Good, and roll your spine up. Continuing with our core, side body though, come up onto your elbow for a plank, a side plank position. I'm gonna have my legs split, so bottom leg forward, top leg back. Hand is behind the head, the hips lift away from the floor. Now I lift the hips up to the ceiling and down, up and down. Now I'm trying to focus on keeping the top hip reaching forward and not opening back to that back wall. Constant small adjustments to the body to keep the form correct. Up and down. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2. Keep the hips lifted just for funsies. We twist the ribs down and open. 2. Keep those legs nice and strong and straight. Close and open. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! So hard to talk on a side plank. To counter stretch, tuck those legs in, sort of like a mermaid. Reach the arms up to the ear. Just one arm up to the ear, and then side bend. One of my favorite stretches. And while you're here, take that hand behind the head and very gently twist your ribs down towards those legs. It's a small movement for me, but it feels so good. And then we switch sides. Side plank onto the elbow, bottom leg forward, top leg back, hand behind the head and hips lift. We lift up and down, lift and up. Breathe up and down. We do 8 more in this position for 8. Again, keep that top hip stacked right above the bottom. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep the hips lifted. We twist the ribs down and up. 7. Don't drop those hips. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down, counter stretch, tuck those legs in. Whew. Reach the arm up by the ear and side bend. Feels so nice. And for a deeper stretch, hand behind the head, twist the ribs down. Feels so good. Alrighty, let's get into some outer thigh work. So come down onto your side. The legs are a little bit forward of the body, so you're in a very shallow L position. Top leg starts at hip height, and then we just lift and lower, up and down. So the movement is small. I'm trying my best to keep my top hip steady, easier said than done. And I'm trying to keep my top leg longer than the bottom. Again, easier said than done. I'm finding that reach. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse it up. So same movement, a little smaller and a little bit faster. Up and up. Up, down, up, down. 16 more. Lift, up and up. My leg is already shaking. Outer thigh is so hard for me. 8 more times. 8, 7, 6. Starting over, slow it down. So it's up and down. Only 8 this time. Up and down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Double time, only 16. Up and up. I'm gonna keep a hand on my hip so I can keep it as steady as possible. For 5, 4, 3, 2, bend and stretch. So push, push. The tiniest bend in that top knee. I'm keeping my thigh bone in the same place in space. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, keep the leg straight. Let's just hold. Push a little higher for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg. Prop yourself up onto that same elbow. Cross the top leg over the bottom. Grab a hold of that ankle. Flex the foot. Let's do some inner thigh. So lift and lower. Up, down, up, down. So that the foot is flexed, the heel is reaching away, the leg is straight. 16 more. 16, 15, 14. For 8, 7, 6. We keep the same movement, just point through the toes. So as I change the position of my foot, the movement feels different for me. So I like to do both pointed and flexed. The same with most movements with my legs lifting. It feels different with your foot pointed than flexed. 16 more. Up, down, up, down. Inner thighs are shaking. For 8, 7, 6. Let's hold the leg at the top. So lift and hold. Maybe lift a little bit higher, push it back for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg. And let's switch sides right away. So starting with outer thigh first. So you're all the way down. Stack those legs, lift that top leg hip height right away. Let's lift and lower, up and down. Squeeze and press, up and down. Let's do 8 more for 8, 7, 6, 2, and 1. Take it double time. A little bit faster, a little bit smaller with the movement. Up, down. If you need to hold that hip steady to keep the upper body, to keep the torso nice and long, feel free. I like to do that. 8 more for 8, 6. Starting over, half time. Here we go. Up and down. Just 8 times in this position. 6. 3, 2, and 1. Double time again. Up, down, whoa, falling over, and up. For 8, 7, 6, 5. Bend and stretch that top knee. A very small movement, but you're really squeezing as you stretch that leg. Squeeze, squeeze. 8 more for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg, come up onto your elbow. Bring that top leg in front of the bottom, hold the ankle, flex the foot, inner thighs, lift and lift. Make sure you're not sinking into that elbow that's on the floor, right? You're pushing the floor away and staying nice and tall. 16 more, up, down, up, down. 8 more, or at least 8 more in this position. Starting over, pointing the foot. So it's up, down, lift, lift. 2. 3, 2, 3, 4. I'm feeling the burn in those inner thighs, muscles that I do not work enough, I must admit. For 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top, just hold and squeeze. Maybe lift 2 inches higher and press the leg a little bit back. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Phew-wee. Amazing job. That was your last thing. So come up to seated, place the soles of the feet together. Let's stretch out those inner thighs. Sit up tall to start and flat back over. I'm kind of gently pressing my knees down with my elbows. If that's not accessible to you, that's totally okay. You do not have to do that. Good, and bring the body up. Let's go into a figure 4 stretch. So I'm gonna face the length of my mat. Cross one ankle over the other. And then carefully I'm gonna bend that knee a little bit deeper. Do what feels best for your body. I'm gonna bring my heel pretty close to my seat. But I'm gonna stay sitting tall so I'm not rounded in the spine. You can bend your knee more if that position isn't accessible to you. And just feel the stretch. Good, carefully uncross the leg. I'm gonna lessen the bend first and then switch sides. You can either bring your heel to your seat or easier to bring your seat to your heel. And feel the outer hips. Get a nice stretch. And carefully uncross that leg and find a nice, comfortable seated position. Let's take 2 deep breaths to finish. Take an inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. And you're finished. Thank you so much for joining me. If you need a longer stretch or cool down, I have a video just for that. I'll link it in the description. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. I will be posting new videos every week. Please like and subscribe. See you later.